I am ready.
Awesome. Let's hit it. We are live, and hello and welcome to Talk Chef. I'm one of your hosts, Reka.
And you're the host, Jordan.
And we have such an amazing guest. You may recognize her from Top Chef Portland. We have Chef Don Burrell. Thank you so much for joining us, Don.
Hey, thank you for having me. Very nice to meet you both, and I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
we have
you.
huge Don fans in the chat. People loved you on last season.
Including us.
Yes. Love seeing you in this episode. Just truly incredible. I remember watching this season with my roommate and being like, she's an Olympian.
It is crazy. I can't even do the bare minimum of things that I'm supposed to be good at. So the idea of like being a professional chef and also being an Olympian and just being incredible at both is, it feels a little rude to me. I'm like, it's crazy. It feels like it's shoving it in my face. It's like, it's so impressive.
Be good at a little less if you can.
Yeah. That's why we brought you here, Dawn.
Yeah.
So, okay. I get it. It's an intervention. Strive for less.
Yeah.
Yes,
I get
please.
it.
Just for us, please. We're so excited to have you here. Couple orders of business before we dive in, because we know people are going to have a ton of nerdy Top Chef questions. You guys know this is a food charity-based live stream. So at the end of every season, we love to do a big fundraiser to raise money for a food-based charity. Last month, we raised over $2,000 for Farm Workers Alliance. So thank you guys so much for that. This season, we're going to do the same thing for a different charity. So just stay tuned. Second order of business, Don, is a little surprise, which is just like every episode of Top Chef has a quick fire. So does every episode of Talk Chef, but it is not cooking related. It is just 10 questions.
Okay.
All Don preference based, not anything like trivia or anything like that. But I think it's the fastest quickfire in Top Chef history. It's only 45 seconds.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm game.
Yes, we love that. Oh, that's the Olympian. We love that.
Yeah. Olympian.
Let's do it.
And in case you need any extra motivation, there are some huge prizes at stake. For one, you could win a deed to the Terlato wine vineyard, if you're familiar with Terlato wine.
Have you heard of it?
Terlato? No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's a wine that sponsored multiple early seasons of Top Chef, and it is unpurchasable by humans in today's day and age. Reka and I have tried. We've called companies to see if we can purchase it. We simply can't find it. But if you win this, you do win a deed to their vineyard.
Which we don't know where it is. It could be located in the middle of the ocean. We have no idea. It's impossible.
It could be everything or nothing.
Exactly. And that's just a gamble you have to take with Terlato.
Okay.
The other prize you could win is your own suite of personal broken GE appliances, just like you might see on Top Chef. We're talking an oven that doesn't get up to temp, a fryer that doesn't get up to temp, or refrigerator door that doesn't close. All of that could be yours.
All great things. Thank you.
Great things. A food truck that breaks. That's a new one we added when we had Chef Bruce Kelman on.
Yes.
So we're very excited to have you do this quick fire. Are you ready, Dawn, for your 10?
I'm ready, though. I'm a little bit less motivated because of the prizes, but yes.
Dawn,
You're the
first person to be honest that the prizes are bad. Yeah. Everyone else is like, oh, yeah.
This is a budget show, you know.
We're doing
what we can.
So I will start my almost indecipherable timer after Jordan finishes asking question 1.
If you had to pick, I'm so sorry, Reka, ask the question.
Yes. I'm so sorry. Are you ready?
Okay. What is the best thing about being a judge on Top Chef?
Oh, not having to compete.
What is the best food city in the world?
Houston.
What is your favorite food?
Crunchy tacos.
Favorite former Top Chef contestant?
Oh, that's hard. I have to choose one. I can't. Can I pass?
Okay. Yes. Who is your Top Chef BFF?
Jamie.
What is the best part of the cow?
Oh, the cheeks.
Who is your favorite judge?
I love them all very dearly.
What is harder, sports or cooking?
Tom.
Oh, you got it. Okay, Tom. Okay. What is harder, sports or cooking?
Sports.
Okay, Dawn, you came so close.
But I honestly appreciate, do you have a favorite chef Tessna? I appreciate how thoughtful you were of like, well, let me really think about that, because I'm sure you're the answer for many people.
I have a list.
Yes.
I have a list. My favorites are Kristen Kish, Melissa King, Jamie, Tiffany Derry, Nina Compton, Naisha. There's a trend. They're women.
All incredible women. Interesting.
They're women. No, I think the bros sometimes too, but you know.
And I think a lot of them were women of color as well.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. I was like, Kristen, yes. Melissa, yes.
Interesting. Huh.
Well, I enjoy I mean, it's not, see, this is a space that I'm in right now.
Listen, you don't got, look, everyone you listed are our favorites. We love these people. Naisha has an ice cream flavor at Wanderlust right now, and I'm gonna eat the hell out of it. We love all our chefs.
All I'm saying is that the badassery is strong, and I appreciate them, and I can learn and absorb so much from these ladies, and I just appreciate them so much. So yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, I've always, as a brown person, I've always been a huge fan of all the women of color on this show. They're so fucking awesome and inspiring, and you know, don't cook like new American food all the time.
Yeah.
I really think that that's what it's about for me. Like there's a certain soulfulness to all of their food that I really love and appreciate, and I've tasted it, and I think it's just amazing. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. White people cooking new American food is very shameful, and
it's triggering
it's very boring. It's very shameful. I don't think they should be allowed to do it, but here we are.
Yeah.
As a white person, I don't think we should be allowed to do it. It's no more new American.
Jordan's gonna be good Samaritaning, all that. She's gonna really kind of crack down on that. Make sure white people don't.
I'm gonna I'm gonna contact all the previous white Top Chef contestants and say I have to.
Who do I need to talk to?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that need to be spoken to, and I have a list.
Incredible. So let's dive in. It's so fun that you are actually a judge on this episode. We've wanted to have you on the show in general, and we thought you'd be perfect for the Houston premiere, and we had no idea you'd be a judge. So this is awesome.
Yes. And I forgot you're from Houston. I totally forgot that.
In every way, you are the perfect guest. So we freaking love this.
I'm so H-Town proud. It's ridiculous. You know, I'm from Philadelphia by nature. You know, of course, I was born there. I was good. I was born and raised there. I graduated high school there. I moved here to go to college, and I never left. And so like this is like my second. You know, who made me or what made me is Houston and Philly combined. Those are my two homes that I love so very dearly. And yeah, it was really nice to be a judge. It's a different world, and I was just so honored that they even asked me and allowed me to participate in that way. It's a little bit scary walking into the kitchen for the first time, you know, shell shock and all. The kitchen looked the same, and I was like, oh no, there's different artwork and there's different things here and there. Like, but the layout is exactly the same. So I felt the pressure.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm just curious right off the bat, is there anything that like is harder about being a judge than a contestant, or is it just such a relief to not be a contestant?
Yeah, I was really just kidding. It's very hard to be a judge, just because, especially for me, because I'm very, I'm not far removed from that competition at all. You know, Top Chef, you know, really, I still think about it. I still think about things I could have done differently. And I think that was why my presence there was a value added on the first quick fire, because I can give them advice that I needed to take heed of all the time, you know, and the same advice that was given to me, I'm passing on to them. I was passing on to them. So it really, I think it was helpful. I think it was impactful. But the difficult part about being on the judge's side is that you want to make sure that, you know, that you have the presence that makes them want to listen to you, like that you're actually giving them sound advice, you know, and you want to be that person that they want they want to lean on or ask questions to. And so, you know, I just was worried about that.
So I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but I actually really loved the way you told that one contestant, like, let this be the period on a sentence in a paragraph. Like when they ran out of time, it's like, your mistakes don't end you or define you. Like, that's just one thing that happened. You gotta
it's like a period and a paragraph moment. That's what I have to remind myself often. You know, as an athlete, it was, you're only as good as your last race, your last jump, or whatever. So it's the same thing. It's like, you know, you end that moment and you leave it where it is, because the time for recovery is minimal, and you have to get your head back in the game, get ready for the competition. And so that's pretty much the advice that I was giving them.
Yeah, I thought that was all super impressive and important advice. So for those who maybe didn't catch the episode yet, we got our quick fire. We got a quick fire we've seen, but I've never seen this as the first quick fire of the season, which is like relay race cooking, where they are not allowed to communicate with the chef before them on what they're trying to cook, which is super hard to do with a group of strangers off the bat. And so they're in groups of 3, and they're off to the races. They each get 10 minutes to work on this dish. So what did you think of this challenge, Dawn? Before we're going to talk about all the dishes.
Man, I thought about, you know, I always put myself in a position. I remember that we had a team challenge my first quick fire as well. But the difference was that we had the ability to plan. We you know, we didn't know anything about each other, and that was hard enough, right? To do like, we were cooking simultaneously toward a common goal. They were cooking separately and not knowing anything about each other or anything about their cooking styles. You know, and so that to me was very tough for a first challenge. But you don't have to face the gauntlet alone. You know, at least they had the strength in numbers, even when they did the team challenge for the elimination challenge. So, you know, but they no one lost by themselves, no one won by themselves. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's actually run through some of the stuff that people made in this very difficult challenge. So on the brown team, we get Jackson, Robert, and Sarah, who had this chuck cut, and they made a beef tartare with, am I crazy? No, this was for the, oh my God, I'm crazy.
That's the elimination.
That's the elimination. Thank you. Keeping me honest. So Jackson, Robert, and Sarah on the brown team made coal roasted eggplant, macadamia romesco, and a serrano creme fraiche. This sounds awesome to me. As a vegetarian, I also super appreciate, however accidentally, that this dish happened.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So good.
Yeah.
And I agree. I have a side question. Jackson, in the very beginning of the episode, is like, I had COVID and lost my sense of smell and taste. I could not believe he was still, I mean, I would certainly not want to give up my slot on Top Chef, but how do you even cook that way, I guess is my question.
You know, I had COVID also, and I had the same side effects, and I just did everything I could to stay calm, you know, and wait for it to pass. You know, and then I was hearing all sorts of horror stories about how, you know, people had their symptoms for like a year or 2 years, or, you know, or they never regained their sense of taste or smell. And I think that what his motivation was that I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless. And I know how to cook. I know how to balance flavor, even if I can't taste them, and I know how to season properly. Yeah. And so you can it's then that you rely on your skills. Yeah. You know, and you know what you know cerebrally, and you know, and let that be your guide. But it's still a scary place to be as a culinary professional, not to be able to taste what it is that you're doing. It's kind of, you know, I don't wish it on anybody, and it was painful for me when I had it. Like, I was like, am I eating watermelon or tuna? I don't know, like raw tuna that's crunchy. Like,
that I honestly, I didn't go to a good friend's wedding because I thought it was in the beginning of pandemic, and I was so scared to travel in general. And one of the things that I weighed was like, do I want to maybe lose my sense of smell and taste? I can't. I'll be so depressed. I can't.
It is depressing. It is terrible. And I was like, so what I did when I was quarantined in a hotel room, and what I did was every morning I just made coffee, and I'm like, one day I'll be able to smell it. In that moment, oh no, in that moment it's gonna be great. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I hope is that like an amber alert?
It's an amber alert, but my speaker's on.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
They're so horrifying. I hope that person's okay.
Yeah. So and so one day I made the coffee and the scent just came through so slightly, and I was like, and I was just sucking hard, trying to taste it, trying to activate my taste buds. But yeah, it's a scary place to be for sure.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Okay, so on the red team, Stephanie J and Leah, we get Asian inspired pork chop, grilled corn salad, and a tomato puree with fish sauce.
Mm-hmm.
This sounded pretty good to me. We always kind of joke about when people say Asian flavored something. We're like, Asia's huge.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What exactly do you mean? Exactly. Yeah.
But
I'm guilty sometimes.
We joke that they just mean soy sauce.
They just mean soy and like ginger.
Asia is soy sauce. But especially we go back and recap like old seasons of Top Chef, and they'll be like, I made an Asian chicken wing, and I'm like, this is a chicken wing with soy sauce on it. That's all you did to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least even just be like Korean fried chicken or like
right.
Whatever.
Can you narrow it down a bit?
Just a scotch. We're talking about a huge continent.
Yeah, the biggest place you can think of.
I was talking to a friend the other day about this, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I make Northern Asian food like Russia," which I thought was very funny. Okay, then we get the green team, which is Nick, Evelyn, and Damar. Seared New York strip with creamed corn and charred Brussels sprouts. Now, creamed corn and Brussels sprouts is going to bring me anywhere. I'll go wherever that is. Don't even care about the meat. That sounds good.
That was good.
And then the yellow team is Buddha, Monique, and Joe. They made a Thai barbecued beef with salsa verde salad, charred scallions, and fish sauce butter. This? I mean,
fish sauce butter?
I mean, sounds good. And I ate all of these things, but I don't remember them all. Yes, and I have to tell you, I can tell you what it sounds like, and it sounds good to me.
Yes, that sounded freaking awesome to me. So the result on the bottom are blue and red teams. On the top are the yellow and brown teams, and our winner is that dish, the yellow teams. And we also, of course, get this little mini scandal of the blue team didn't end up plating. So that's why they were on the bottom.
Right.
Mr. Noma.
I do remember that.
Someone in the chat actually wanted to know, were you able to still taste the food from the non-plated plate, or do they just full stop, they don't let you eat it?
No. We don't taste what we can't judge. So
yeah, that makes sense because okay, gorgeous. So let's see. Now we move on to the elimination challenge, which is, kind of a challenge in both butchering and menu planning. It's to make a cohesive menu based on primal cuts of meat. What did you think of this elimination?
I thought it was great. The challenge is, of course, like the primal cut that you get and what you do with it, and the time constraints that come along with like the competition and versus the cuts of meat that you'll actually get. Yeah. So I thought it was going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, true. What would be your dream cut to get, and what would be your nightmare cut?
Let me see. It would not matter to me very much because I know how to get something tender, right? I just, it's always going to be like I'm standing patiently by the pressure cooker, it's like something like that. But yeah, I know how to make it succulent. So it wouldn't matter to me. I really enjoyed the braising cuts.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's dive into what these people need for this challenge, which is, as I started to say earlier, the brown team, which is Jackson, Robert, and Sarah, made so Jackson made beef tartare with tomato, capers, and crispy potatoes. This sounds so good to me. Robert made braised pot roast with potato gnocchi, olive tapenade, and Parmesan cream. Listen, you could dip gnocchi in absolute trash juice and I will eat it. It sounds so good. I mean, they cover it in this, but to make gnocchi and like all the stuff he was making in that amount of time.
Yeah.
My God.
It was impressive.
God, I love gnocchi. Okay. Sarah made tallow seared beef with eggplant puree, agrodolce shallots, and a caper berry relish. Sounds so good. What are caper berries? Is it just capers?
So caper berries are larger than capers.
Okay.
They're like almost like the gooseberry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all over this thing. That sounds awesome. Okay, so green team, they got a sirloin. They Damar made roasted rare sirloin with mushrooms, beef fat vinaigrette, and sunchoke chips.
Oh, I love sunchokes.
Yeah.
If you've watched this,
sunchokes are awesome.
They're so good. Why?
Yeah.
I love them.
They're just so earthy and sweet, and I don't know. I enjoy them, but please don't eat them raw.
Oh, I've never even thought to do that. Is that a thing you can do?
Yeah. People shave them sometimes thinking it's appropriate, but it is not. And they mess up your stomach really badly.
Okay.
And that seems like
really,
a raw potato.
You heard it here first, guys. It is inappropriate to eat raw sunchokes. You will be canceled. It's not appropriate to do that. Do not do that. Your stomach will
Don't do it.
You. Don will cancel you.
Your stomach will cancel you.
Truly.
Incredible. Okay, so then Evelyn made grilled tri-tip, charred eggplant salad, and chili jam. That's to try chili jam.
What's bad about chili jam?
Nothing. Nobody's
exactly.
If you think chili jam's bad and you're kicked out.
Yeah, leave the chat.
Leave the chat. Okay.
Don't watch the show.
Nick made sirloin stew with fennel, sweet potato dumplings, and charred vegetables. This sounds good. It sounds like on the sweet side, but
yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna eat any of this. Spoiler. Blue teams, that's Ashley, Luke, and Sam. Oh my God, this looks so good. Sorry. Ashley made kitpho, like raw beef with egg yolk sauce and a red rice crumble. This to me looked like the most delicious thing of the evening. I wanted to stick my head in it.
It was dope. It was good.
Unbelievable. I'm also so interested in her cuisine.
Yes.
I just can't wait to see more stuff she does.
I have so few data points, meaning just this episode. And my roommate was like, "Oh, who's your favorite?" I'm like, "It's gotta be Ashley right now."
Ashley.
What? Give me that Appalachian food.
Why not? She's a silent killer. She's really awesome as a person. I spent the weekend with her in South Carolina just now, so it's really dope. Yeah. At Charleston Food Line. Yeah.
I love that. It does remind me of the fact that my grandfather had a framed t-shirt when he was still alive that was framed and it was up in his living room that said, "You know you're from Appalachia when," and then had a bunch of things about being from Appalachia. But we are not from Appalachia. So I didn't understand why, and I would ask him and he would just be like, "It's fine." And I would be like, "What do you mean it's fine?" Yeah, it's fine, but what is this framed t-shirt? And I think about that whenever I think about Appalachia. It's kind of beautiful.
So was it his like inside joke? Like he was like, "Oh, like this is awesome. I'm gonna frame this thing," and and these things about Appalachian people are very true. Like, is that what it was about?
I mean, I'm from the South, so my family is from like the deep South, which is like not the same. But I don't know if he had just like never seen a shirt that was like, you're from New Orleans.
Okay.
I don't know but he like always had it, and I don't think it was a joke. I think he really, in some weird way, related to it. But I think about it all the time, so I'm excited to follow Ashley's journey and find out what my grandfather connected to so deeply.
That's so funny. Okay, Sam made roasted strip loin with compote, peppercorn, and bread salad. This looked pretty good. Luke is our what restaurant did he work at again? Noma or Spago?
Noma.
So they it's always a little like when they put it's weird for everyone. It feels, you can confirm this, Don, probably, but like when they go like, who here's one of James Beard? Who here's worked at Noma? Who here's worked at 10 Michelin star restaurants? And it's like a little of an intimidation factor, but I also imagine for the person, it's like, well, don't say that.
It's like a target. I'm like, I like to fly low and incognito, and you just put me all out there.
Yes.
Blast in my business, letting people know. It's like, I like to chill.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when you go to like a random place. Like, I feel like this happens to Rika and I and other comedians. Were like, I was at my aunt's wedding and she was like, well, Jordan is a comedian. And I'm like, don't tell people that, because now I'm expected to be funny.
And I just all the time.
I just wanted to be drunk at your wedding.
Especially don't tell my family, because they already don't think I'm funny. And if you tell them that I'm supposed to be funny, they're like, no, she's not.
I think if you're a comedian, legally your family has to think you're deeply unfunny.
Yes, and that's true. Luke made seaweed cured steak with mushrooms and black garlic shiitake puree. That sounds.
He did.
Is this the thing that they said tasted like nothing though? Sad.
But it sounds so.
Sounds good. Love black garlic, but
okay.
Garlic is delicious.
It's
garlic is delicious.
If you don't like black garlic, you got to get out of the chat.
Leave the chat. But how do you make it like nothing? That's always so scary to me when they name a bunch of ingredients and it doesn't taste like anything.
Anything.
What did you do? Puree it with water and then?
Sometimes, yes.
Scary. I don't like that.
Sometimes I didn't have broth and I made my risotto with plain water and I had no salt, so I put more water in it. You're
so it tastes like extra nothing.
Yeah. It's extra nothing.
Supremely tasteless. Got it.
Super. Okay, next team. We've got time. We've got Leah, who made the top round steak summer rolls with peaches and tahini lime sauce. Now that sounds nice. I know what happened though. So what can you
it simply did not look like a Top Chef dish. Like, just looking at it, I was like, maybe if they were doing like a food truck challenge or something, but it was just like a little too covered for a fancy sit down dinner like that. Felt a little too cumbersome. Didn't feel like it was rolled tight enough, which I felt like they commented on. And I was like, you can see that. Like, I can see that it's not.
Yes. Okay. All the things.
Sean said that they're not a big black garlic fan. Okay, Sean. Okay, Sean, we love you. But
Sean, you don't have to go. It's fine. Maybe you just haven't had it right.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, wait. Actually, come over, and we're gonna go.
Yeah, Rick and I are gonna make you a dinner.
Yeah.
Black garlic should taste like raisins and what else? Like something savory, maybe a little bit of a hint of garlic, but like that fermented sweetness that you get from raisins.
It's okay, Sean. It's just a sickness. You'll get over it. Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie made seared top round with sweet potato puree, oxtail demi-glace, and crispy shallot. Now this sounds good. We know there was, an element left off, which always is brutal.
Yes. I know it.
What I'll say is I do feel like this caused outrage. And I'm not voicing any opinions currently in this moment. I'm just saying that everyone I've spoken to, like when I went into work today, everyone was like, this was no good. This dish was no good. How did she forget the bok choy? Also, this is Asian just because it has bok choy on it, ? Like there was a lot of talk.
Well, the thing is this. People have to remember that regardless of whether she left the bok choy off or put the bok choy on, it's not a bok choy challenge. So it was just something that she elected to put on that plate. The challenge was beef, and all the beef was on the plate. Right?
That's true. So can I ask you a question? Does then she lose any points for the fact that she left off an ingredient that she told you she was providing, that you knew that she had? Is that something that is counted against if it's not part of the challenge?
Well, it's judge's discretion. You know, the level of importance of said ingredient. Yes, no, she didn't do what she said she was going to do. But if the challenge is beef, they then move to judge the beef, and they can still judge beef against beef.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, so then Jay made North Korean bibimbap, round with rice, vegetables, beef broth, and soy marinated egg yolk. This sounded good. I know that it didn't turn out well, which is a bummer.
But I like her.
I'm
pulling for her. She's
from
New Orleans. She's doing like
Orleans.
Korean Cajun, which feels very different to me. You know, you get a lot of Viet Cajun, but Korean Cajun, I feel like feels untapped, and I'm excited to see it.
Yes.
Right. And she embodies Creole cuisine, you know, and I think that like it partly made her who she is. It's like she arrived in New Orleans and she found herself. Basically.
Yeah.
So I think she has a really beautiful story, and you know, I can't wait to get to know her more.
Yeah,
I love it.
Awesome. And then we get Monique, who made beef tartare with nori, tamari, onion jus, and cured egg yolk. This also sounds good to me.
Yeah, this looks good.
Okay, Joe made, sorry, Sean, avert your ears, black garlic rubbed ribeye with kare kare sauce and tomato cucumber relish.
It sounded so good.
Yum.
They all sound very good.
They all do.
That is true.
Now, here we go. Here we freaking go. Buddha made a spotted dick suet pudding with beef fat, caramel, and miso ice cream.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievably creative. I don't even care what it tastes like. I'm like, hey, first of all, you made spotted dick. Good on you. What a strange British dessert that exists. Steam puddings are very odd to me, but I'll eat one. And make that on a beef challenge. I fucking love that.
Yeah, doing it with the dick, I'm like, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I was so impressed.
I was so impressed.
When it came to the table, I was very impressed. And like, you reached far, sir. Like you, and also like it embodied part 2 of the challenge, which was having your group making a progressive meal.
Yeah.
You know, so he played his part to make sure that happened, which I thought was incredible.
Absolutely. Now, we've gone through all the dishes. Judges table will breeze by. Top was the brown team. And the winner was Robert with that gnocchi. We love that. On the bottom was the red team. Eliminated was Leah for that summer roll. Bummer. Always hard to see the first person go. But maybe, you know, Last Chance Kitchen's always an option.
Yeah.
Two things on. One, your audio sounding a little echoey. I wanted to see if the earbuds were.
It's the same.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm fine with it. Someone just brought it up and I was like, I'll ask. No worries. We don't need to like do any crazy.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't
You're
know.
so fine. I was just curious if like something turned off, and no worries. It's totally still fine. Now we have a bunch of questions for you if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So what is your favorite recipe?
I don't know. I don't know. You're talking to someone who doesn't really cook with them all the time unless she has to.
Sure.
Yeah. So I guess my favorite go-tos are always quick breads. And like batters and things like that. I love to do them so much. You know, I don't use recipes for these things. I use ratios that I know I'm very familiar with, and so I can make a cornbread out of anything because I love the ratios.
I don't even know what that means, but it feels like you can make a cornbread out of anything.
Almost any grain, yeah. Something that feels like cornbread and kind of has the sweetness and the butteriness, yeah. So like I did on Top Chef, I made that fonio bread, which was out of semolina and fonio. Yeah. And I could give me rice. I'm making out of rice.
We're both like John. We both love corn, so
we love corn.
This is really important information actually for us going forward.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That makes me very happy. Okay. if you had someone over to your house and you were going to make them dinner, what would you make them? Or i.e., what is your go-to dish to make for a friend? And let's say they're not like a chef friend.
I love one pot wonders, and that could be like a roasted chicken with vegetables and potatoes around it with lots of lemon and some herbs. Or it could be like a cut up chicken with coconut curry. Those are my two favorite things to make. People always love them, and it's also my favorite way to eat. I put anything on a bed of rice, and if you add an egg onto it, I might just marry you. Like it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But yeah,
Okay.
Eggs, rice, chili paste. I'm there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, a dating tip from Dawn.
Okay, wait. Yeah. If you want to land a partner, you got to put an egg on it, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
You could be getting yourself an Olympian chef.
Incredible.
Cookery.
Okay. What moment in your season of Top Chef, good or bad, but hopefully good, do you think the most back on?
I would have to say it is bad. I would say that it's the tofu challenge, because it was the only time that I was in danger of going home, and it was so easily avoidable. That situation was totally avoidable. I was being my own self, let's add one more thing, self, and cut my finger and bled all over everything. But I didn't have to add that one ingredient.
Yes.
And so that just was, that was like when my lesson was like, you must edit yourself, and you need to stop with all this extra stuff.
Totally.
But I thought that was a turning moment, but it really was just a moment.
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question I have, which is, do you have a favorite, like, behind the scenes, either Top Chef moment from your season, or just kind of a fun nerdy fact about, like, did you know that actually all the dishes are made of sawdust or whatever, like, kind of thing?
Can you imagine?
No, I just think that the behind the scenes life is really great. The time when we can come together and get to know each other on a personal level, I think is really awesome. And even though we're tired, we still hang out with each other and watch movies and cook for each other, and we do our best to have a really good time. So yeah,
cool.
It's fun.
Another question: do you remember what, like, the first thing you ever cooked that made, or first thing you ever cooked that you liked, or first ever thing that you cooked in general was?
I used to sneak and make candy when I was young. Yes, I had a horrible sweet tooth, and I don't know.
Sweet tooth good.
Yeah,
sweet tooth good. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had a crazy sweet tooth, and so anyway, I don't know how I learned to do this, but I learned to melt butter and sugar. And I used that little cheap maple syrup that we had. That was kind of corn syrup with maple flavoring. And I would mix it together and make this caramel. And I would spread the caramel on a sheet tray and put it in the freezer and let it harden. And then I'll break it apart and I'd eat it, and it would be like heaven. One day I got a drip on my finger. And it bubbled up immediately, and I couldn't cry because I was sneaking, right? And so I was like, this hurts so bad, and I kind of just like put it in the freezer. I went in, I put some ice on my finger and just kind of hid until it felt better. But then I ate candy, and it was all good.
Okay, important follow-up. What is your favorite dessert?
Oh, I'd have to say right now I'm on bread pudding. Right now, like. I just love it so much, and because I'm the person I am. When I make bread pudding, I make the bread because I want to control it from start to finish, and so I know. So like if I want a buttermilk bread pudding, I make the buttermilk bread. Right now I'm making sweet potato bread pudding, so I make sweet potato bread and I crumble it up and toast it off and brown butter and all the things. Mix a little sweet potato in the custard, and I bake it off.
That sounds delicious. So good. I'm gonna scream. Wow.
That's Olympian behavior too.
It was much like it's what I did in the finale. I did in the finale too.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah. I forgot that I did that.
That's so funny. I forgot I was in the finale and I was incredible.
Yeah, it's so crazy to be like, oh my God, I forgot that I made the most delicious thing you guys have ever heard of.
Yeah.
I make so many good things. I just forgot that I made that.
Okay, wait, this is a huge one. Have you ever seen Tom Colicchio with socks? Our audience wants to know because Sasha Grumman came on and said that Tom doesn't wear socks. And that kind of shocked the Talk Chef Nation. Previously we kind of just assumed everyone did wear socks.
I cannot. I don't know. I don't think I have. I can't think of one time where I've seen socks on his feet.
Absolutely bone chilling. You heard it here first /second/third. I mean, Tom Colicchio doesn't wear socks. We don't know why. We have to help this man. We have to help this man's feet.
And if he wants to combat those rumors, he'll have to come on the show.
He has to come on the show and face the rumors once and for all. Show us the feet, Tom. Show us.
We have to see them.
Incredible. Well, Don, do you have any projects or pop-ups or anything you're excited about that's coming up?
Yes. So I am opening a restaurant. It's it's been long anticipated restaurant. I've been trying to. We've been in the city for about a year. We just recently got a permit, and we're starting to build out. And we should be finished in 14 weeks from now. So it's like late July, August. And if we open in August, it's fitting because the name of the restaurant is called Late August. So yeah.
Okay, Reka, are we going to Houston?
We have to go to Houston.
Okay, you should come to Houston.
Okay. That is so exciting. Is there a type of like a focus of a type of food or anything you want to share with us, or if it's hush hush?
No, it's not hush hush. It's global comfort. It's very much like what you've seen throughout the season, where I can use some of my influences that I've learned working at Uchi with the Vietnamese inspiration and some of the Chinese inspiration from my coach, because my coach was Chinese and I used to cook with them, and find the intersection between Southern cuisine and these cuisines, and really highlight them. So an example dish would be what I made in the Restaurant Wars. The scallop and with the ham hock dashi and the crispy tasso ham and the Creole XO. That's what it'll be about. With some raised collard greens.
I'm having a heart attack.
When I'm having a heart attack on the show. We loved it. Yeah, the Creole XO. I was like, I absolutely have to taste that. I have to know what it tastes like. Wow. Okay, that is so that's exciting for you, but it feels like it's more exciting
for us.
The world, for us. Yeah. I'm so excited.
I'm really happy for you. I'm also kind of happy for us. So
yeah. I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, we're really excited to possibly eat there.
Yes.
Okay. Another question is, this is just a comment. Rhiannon says, Chef Don, you were robbed. We have a lot of fans for you in the audience. So you got a lot of support from the Talk Chef heads. So,
Yes. When we were recapping the season, you were definitely our
you and Shota were big faves. We had a big Shota head. Shota was on too. Big Shota coalition, big Don coalition. We love
for sure.
But it seems like you have even more exciting things going on right now, and it's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting. And
I'm excited.
And Don, this is just something sort of embarrassing I like to pull up. Because you mentioned you like to make quick breads. Are you a banana bread fan?
Sometimes. I have to be in the mood for bananas. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a bit of a controversy on Talk Chef where I will let bananas get pretty old and gross, and I'll just make banana bread out of them. And there's a picture of a banana that I show that makes some people upset or whatever. But I wanted to show you because you're a chef.
Please show me.
I'm so sorry, Dawn, that you have to see this. Rika, you
can't see it. Show it to me. Let me see if I can blow that up, because that doesn't look like.
You can pin it and then kind of make it full screen.
There it is.
Yeah. Do you like it?
It's the worst thing in the world.
You don't know if you like it?
That seems that it shouldn't. It seems like the flavor has turned. It seems
like absolutely.
I'll let you know it fell out of the peel like that. So, and that I did not put into banana bread. I did eat that.
So awful. Rika and I
know.
Rika and I have been friends for years, and this will ultimately destroy us. It is I'm all for no food waste, but Rika's infatuation with showing everyone this picture.
I'll eat the nastiest looking bananas.
I know, but
I don't
know. Like I might blend that. I would blend it into a smoothie first before I put it in.
You wouldn't put that on a plate and eat it with a spoon?
Oh no, I don't like the flavor of a banana once it has like 3 brown spots on it. I can't eat it. I don't.
I'll refrain from showing you some of my other photos because it can get graphic.
Yeah, like that. I'll be like. I have an extreme aversion to spotted bananas, but I do cook them. Those are perfect for banana bread or cookies or whatever. But
so ultimately, it sounds like you agree with me. I get it. You agree with me. You think the picture's perfect. I get it. Jordan, that's
you heard it from me.
Yeah,
you heard it from me.
This is criminal. I don't want Rika to show anyone. It's so embarrassing. It feels like my mom showing nude baby pictures of me to like a hottie I bring home.
Yeah, and they're like, was that banana frozen before? Or I was trying to no, it just fell out like that.
Yeah, it fell out for sure. Well, yeah, it's pretty gross. Chef Nelson German was like, which I really appreciated that level of, just graciousness that he gave to the
Right.
Incredible.
Sure.
Everyone's a big fan. Thank you to the banana. Thank you to Dawn. Whoa, I'm actually getting word here. What's that? There's Bravo producers. I don't know if you noticed them in the Top Chef kitchen. So there's a ton of Bravo producers in.
They're coming in. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can tell her. Okay, Dawn, the producers that are in not my bedroom, but the Top Chef kitchen are telling me you are Top Chef.
Yeah. Yes, Dawn. And what I will say is, this is what should have happened at first, but we're going to rectify the mistake. And a lot of people don't know that there are 2 ways to become a Top Chef. And we will keep saying this until Bravo sends us a cease and desist. You can either win the show Top Chef, or you can be a guest on the YouTube live stream show for charity hosted by Rika and I, Talk Chef.
Either way, an Indian woman will tell you're a Top Chef. Okay? That's kind of what matters. That's kind of what matters.
That is what matters.
That's important. Well, Dawn, if people want to follow you or hear more about you or your new upcoming restaurant, where do they go?
You can follow me on Chef Don Burrell via Instagram. And also late August, HTX is where you'll find all of the information for all things late August. And then also a site, Lucille's Hospitality Group, will also be beneficial because that lets you know what's going on across the board in our hospitality group. So there are lots of things happening.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dawn. We really appreciate you being on the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this first episode of Top Chef Houston. We are so excited to see what the rest of the season is going to be like. So stay tuned for the next episode.